Alright, I'm going to go over your Flickr widget, how to grab your own images from Flickr, and then I will also go over this map on the contact page. So let's dive into the files, and let's open up our contact.php file, and let's head on over to the sidebar first. So once we get to our sidebar, you'll notice this Flickr feed, and it's a whole bunch of JavaScript, but the only things you really need to pay attention to are down here. We have a div with an ID and class, and so this class is referenced here, and this is basically just saying all this JavaScript, throw it inside this div. So if you had multiple Flickr widgets, for instance, you would need to make sure that there were unique names like 2 or 3 so that they match if you ever repeated that. If you're not too worried about that, having multiple feeds, leave it alone and you don't have to worry about it. So next thing to go over is how to actually make sure it pulls in your images. And the key is actually this long link right here. You're going to want to get your ID, the ID equals correct. So we can actually go to our documentation and you'll see Flickr widget here. Sorry, you'll click visit idgetter.com and retrieve your ID. So let's go ahead and do that. And I actually have an account, so we'll use mine right here. You just type in your Flickr photo link and then you click find, and then it will give you an ID, so we can copy that ID, and now we can go to ID equals and paste that in your ID, and then we can refresh the page and you'll notice it now pulls in your Flickr feed, which is pretty cool to do. So that is the Flickr feed. Let's move on to the next thing, which is the map. So if we go scroll back up a little bit, we're going to hit the map, which is right here. And so we have an ID of map contact and a whole bunch of JavaScript. So the first two are just referencing the plugin we're using, which is Google Maps, and then this Go Map plugin. And then the next one is the one you're actually going to start editing, and that's the address. So if you want to plug in your address, you can do so right here. And then you just write it just like you're searching Google, basically. You can type in your full address, or you can do things like just your city name, and then when you refresh it, it'll automatically pull in your city. Then you can do things like, you can adjust the pin if you want. We kind of like this one. And then you can adjust the content, so when you click on the pin, it opens it up, and this is the content inside of it, so you can put in your actual address in there. Pretty easy. That's how to cover your Flickr feed and map.